Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
definitely got to talk about that a little bit today.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Triad Hip Hop Podcast. This is your man Kurt, and this is
Howard.
This is episode 234.
234 coming at you, dough.
Yes, sir.
When you want some more. All right,
when you want some more. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be doing another week. We didn't get to do an episode last week because I was doing a lot of personal stuff, so that was on me. I apologize, but I've been trying to keep up with the lyrical breakdowns and stuff like that. So go check those out. I did a lyrical breakdown earlier. Since it's Women's History Month, I did one on Remy Ma, one of my favorite verses from her. So yeah, let's give it a clap. So that's on YouTube right now. Just got uploaded a couple hours ago, so you gotta check that out.
The next lyrical breakdown I'm gonna do on is in honor of Women's History Month. I'm gonna do Lil Nas X.
Gonna take my horse to the hotel. I'm gonna break that verse down. Give my man his flowers. Literally.
Pause.
Nah, we just joking, man. Don't come for us, we just joking.
Just clowns, man. We just clowns.
But anyway, man. So, how was your week over the past couple of weeks?
It's been a week, man. Like I said, man, it was just some personal things that shouldn't have been said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I won't divulge that information, but outside of that, it's been pretty good. Me and my future brother-in-law, we went and saw Creed 3. So
okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that.
That's what's up.
But yeah, it's been a pretty decent week.
That's good, man.
Outside of the bullshit, but
yeah. Well, I haven't seen Creed 3 yet, but I'm gonna go see it because I've been wanting to see it. And I usually stuff like that, I try to go on opening week, so they get the best ratings when you go the first week. But I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of gonna be moving to a different location soon, so that kind of thing. But anyway.
The location of the warehouse, location of the hideout will be changing, y'all.
Yes, sir. Secret location.
The secret location.
It's going to be even more secret.
Secret location. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So anyway, man, but I had a good week too. No complaints, just working hard, trying to work some overtime with the job and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just doing my thing, man. So it's been a pretty good week for me. Just glad that, we back to do it again. You know what I mean? So anyway, we don't want to hold y'all too long. So I want to jump in. We did lose somebody in the acting world that I want to mention within the past week. Actor Tom Sizemore. He was a good actor, man. One of the greatest out there for me. I've seen a lot of his work. He was in stuff like Saving Private Ryan. He was in one of my favorite movies, Heat, old gangster flick. He was in Natural Born Killers. And then one of my other favorites, he was in Enemy of the State. So, that dude was putting in some work. He got countless movies, man. I mean, if you look up the list of movies he's in, it's so long you lose count. You know what I mean? So that's how many movies he's been in. And, I just want to give him a shout out and a rest in peace because dude was legendary. So, he's up there with De Niro and all of them. You know what I mean? And then we all lost a couple of people. You was telling me about the story about the whole Mexican cartel thing. Tell us more about that.
From what I understand, the knowledge I gathered from it was that they happened to be 4 African Americans.
Okay.
But they thought that these drug cartel people thought they were Haitian.
Right.
To my understanding, that they were mistaken. They got picked up for mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Long story short, 2 of them died. 2 of them was 2 died, and 2 they're alive, but they had like injuries.
Okay. Okay.
I think they were a little critical, but
Yeah.
But yeah, that's as far as the information I know about it.
Okay. And so what were these people basically doing? Were they just on like a regular vacation type of situation?
I think for the most part, yeah. I think one of the ladies in the group she was trying to get surgery done.
Okay.
Like plastic surgery. Don't know why.
Right.
Yeah, she was trying to get that done, and
so she was probably hoping to find somewhere down in Mexico.
Yeah,
to get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
she's probably trying to get snatched or something.
And sometimes you can find stuff cheaper down there, so she might have been looking for a more cost-effective.
Well, see, that's the thing too. And that was probably it. Like it's just a damn shame that the American industry, they got stuff is just so damn high that people got to go to like Mexico or Canada to get
to get stuff like that. Yeah. That's crazy, man. So our thoughts and condolences out to the families of those, the 2 that we lost, and our thoughts with the other 2 who were there as well, because I'm sure they struggled as well. But so yeah, let's go ahead and give all of them a moment of silence just to pay our respects. All right. Thank y'all for doing that with us. Appreciate that. Just like to pay our respects. So let's kind of jump into the question of the day. De La Soul's been in the headlines here recently because we had De La Day, which was, what was the official date?
That was March 3rd, 2023.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. March 3rd.
Shout out to De La Soul. Give them a hand clap. Yeah, I was kind of going back and listening to their interview on Sway.
Okay.
That happened about a week ago, and it was kind of good to hear, Sway reminisce about some of the stuff. And they actually said, Dave was kind of like a quiet dude,
Yeah.
So
he was, because if I was actually looking back at a lot of their interviews, and Positive News did a lot more talking in the interviews. You know what I mean? Dave would chime in every now and then, but mostly you heard Positive News, which is plug one, but they're not really in order. That's just how it kind of happened. But, I did notice that. I was like, yeah, he did more of the talking. Dave kind of just chilled, you know what I mean? A lot. You could tell he's kind of laid back in the cut. But yeah, we had a question of the day concerning De La Soul. So what is your question of the day, sir?
What is your favorite De La Soul album and or song?
Okay. I'll give you both of those. For me, the first one, 3 Feet High and Rising, is my favorite album.
Yeah. And
then my favorite song is Plug Tuning. I don't know why, but that I can knock that beat right now and still rock to it. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Plug 1, plug 2. So yeah, that was my thing. That forever will be my favorite De La Soul joint. I can go back and listen to that. Matter of fact, I listened to it within the past week. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are my 2 favorite song and favorite album, and I'm gonna get me a copy of that now that it's available on streaming and everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw someone had I think I went to the Friendly Center and they had De La on vinyl. I'm like,
okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my little check. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my patient. I don't want y'all to think like, yeah, I knew this nigga had a special and shit, nigga. Somebody's little check. Coming there with the helmet and shit on it. Got a little check. Now you can get his album. But yeah, I'm trying to get the De La joint. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like get his little short bus check. Get his little check. But yeah, it was. I think it was 3 Feet High.
Was it that one? Okay, because that's the one I want. I don't have the funds to get it, but when my money get right, I'm gonna give me a copy of that joint, man, because that's my favorite right there.
I like the way you said that when your funds get right.
Yeah.
I said my little,
I want to say my
little check. My little check.
Now that you mentioned it, I'm like, I can't say it.
My man.
As soon as the government send my check.
My little check. But my favorite, I don't know about the songs per se, because I think I'm not pretty much. I ain't gonna say like, I knock all the songs, but but they just, the production on them and all that stuff, they just out of this world. But I have to say my favorite, because I guess it's the album that resonated with me because of where I was at.
Wait a minute, let me see if I can guess this one. Are you about to say Stakes is High?
Fucking right.
Hell yeah. Yes, sir.
Stakes is High. Man, I'm telling you, Stakes is High is special.
Album. Hell yeah.
Stakes is High is special. It's not quite De La Soul is Dead. De La Soul is Dead was a really good concept.
Okay.
And I understand. I can understand why listening to it. I can understand why people said it was like, the source made it like a 5 micro because of, I think the concepts, the beats, a lot of those beats, people still kind of used.
Right.
A lot of concepts, especially in the underground circles, especially in like the 2000s and stuff.
Yeah.
They were being used, but the Stakes is High album, that was actually the album. And actually, shout out to, I want to say, is it According to Hip Hop? Shout them out too, but I'm trying to think. The company, I think it's the company, man, did the analyst on this.
All Hip Hop, maybe?
No. That's the company, man. This is Justin Hunt.
Oh. Okay.
But I think he said that, which is weird. De La Soul, Stakes and High, and Nas's It Was Written.
Okay.
Those were the two albums that caused the split in hip hop, as far as not like they were fighting against each other, but split as far as like, well, this album, because everything to like 95, for the most part, all hip hop was all hip hop. Yeah. All of it was getting played on the radio, give or take.
Yeah.
You got some, people on the East Coast that would play West Coast records.
Right.
Like I said, give or take, what I'm saying? But for the most part, all hip hop was, it was, everything was getting played.
Yeah.
But De La Soul actually kind of created the underground, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Stakes is High. And then the Nas, It Was Written, which is odd because you would think that would be kind of an underground thing, but that was mainstream at that time. Yeah, that was mainstream. Yeah. So it's just interesting. But yeah, definitely Stakes is High. I mean that album I could listen to start from finish, and I think it resonated with me because I didn't know when I was younger. When they came out with Stakes is High, I remember the video of Maury Povich. Yeah. They was on the Maury Povich show. I said, man, this Stakes is High.
Right.
So we're talking to De La Soul. Yeah, that was dope.
That was it right there, man. That's probably my second favorite. I had 3 Feet High and Rising when it first came out on cassette tape. And so, that was just, for me, that's why it resonated with me, because I that was right when it came out, and I really kind of jumped on the bandwagon. I was like, yo, these dudes is dope. Even though they're not really like hardcore underground, they got this different thing going on, but I like it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was that's why that one resonated with me. But yeah, y'all let us know, man, in the comments, man, what y'all think. What's your favorite De La Soul album and song? Or it could be either one. You know what I mean? You ain't got to do both. But if you are old enough to know their songs, let us know how you feel. You know what I mean?
Or if you're, youngin', a new guy, just, because I know y'all got stuff that resonate with y'all too. I know y'all probably resonate with the, the Gorillas and
right.
I think the Noms Nobody actually did pretty well. That one that came out 2014. That's the one that got the crowdfunded. Okay. Yeah, that album got crowdfunded.
Yeah, man, they did really good on that, man, because they said that they were trying to get like 115,000 raised, but they wound up doing like I think twice that much.
Yeah,
it was
that album. I haven't listened to all of it, but that album is like a grown man's album as far as like growth and actually sitting back and listening to like things happening and like the struggles of being manhood and stuff like that. Like you can hear that on that album.
That's what's up, man.
So that one's a good one to check
Shout out to De La Soul, man.
I'm
so glad to hear that. You know what I mean? And rest in peace to Dave, True Boy to Dove. You know what I mean? So definitely will be missed. I hate that he passed away so suddenly, right when they were working things out, to get the music on the streaming and all of that. So. It's crazy timing, but still it happened, you know what I mean? So I'm sure he knows it happened. So anyway, we can jump into some birthdays real quick.
Birthdays.
I got a few. So back at the end of February, Ja Rule had a birthday. He's a leap year birthday, February 29th. Also, rapper and producer Sam Snead is on the same day. He has worked with K Solo a lot back in the 90s and the Hit Squad. So he did a lot of production for them. On March 2nd, we had my man M.E.T.H.O.D. man.
Here I am, the Method Man.
Yep, and also on the same day, LP from Run the Jewels. So happy birthday to both of them.
Stepfather Factory.
Yes, sir. Both of those are dope lyricists. On March 3rd, we had the legend Tone Loc. Happy birthday to him, as well as Lil Flip from out of Texas. On March 4th, we have my man Grand Poobah from Brand Nubian, you know what I mean? And his solo joints, you know what I mean? He's been a solo artist and a group artist. Also on the same day, Milkbone.
Keep it real.
Yes, sir. One of the first dope white artists out there. I was really feeling Milkbone. I think Eminem kind of drowned him out a little bit because he had potential. He was like a good lyricist, but I think that everybody started jumping on the Eminem bandwagon, and it was just like, all right, we'll get back to Milkbone later.
I think it's just, I hate to say it, because it's like in hip hop. Hip hop is kind of like the opposite of like Hollywood back in those days. We want to let your whites in, but it can only be so many of them, or at least, you know what I'm saying? At least have the idea. I kind of get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't, if you the creator of the joint, you can't have everybody over, running the, running the sauce, ruling the sauce and stuff. So I get it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. For me personally, it was more so like, If Milkbone would have kind of saturated the industry with more songs and more variety, I think we would have been able to keep up with him. But Eminem, for one, he had such a well-rounded personality. He was a dope lyricist.
The shock value.
He had skits on his albums. He had Dr. Dre producing them. He just has so much of a powerhouse behind him.
Yeah, he had the machine behind him.
Right.
Milkbone clearly did.
Milkbone was dope, but I don't think he had any kind of machine behind him. So if he had something more of a push, I think we'd have been, good with that. But there was a lot of white, acts around that time. Of course, Vanilla Ice, but nobody cared because he was whack as far as lyrics.
Well, Vanilla Ice was Milkbone was what, 94, 95?
Milkbone, I want to say was 94, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice was gone at that time.
Yeah.
For the most part. He was I guess he was still kind of in rotation because the 90s were different than, now. Like, his stuff's probably, Vanilla Ice probably stayed in rotation for a couple of years as opposed to now. Like, if he did the same shit now, like, it'd be like a week and then he gone. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and I'm just saying, but there was a lot of different white artists that were coming out. There was actually a group that I kind of liked called, they were calling themselves the Young Black Teenagers.
Oh yeah, they dope.
Yeah,
they were dope.
But you only heard like I think one album from them, and that was it. You know what I mean? And the dude that was in there, he played in House Party. he played Kid's college roommate in House Party 2 or 3. Was it 2? 2. Yeah, it was 2.
Yeah.
And, Kid was just looking at him like, you talk more black than I do, you know what I mean? Because he was a white dude, clearly, but you could tell he was like raised in the hood, around the brothers, and, what's up, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. He was kind of like that. And Kid was just like, hey, I'm good. So, yeah, that group was pretty dope. They had a song I remember called Tap the Bottle.
Tap the bottle in, twist the cap. Tap the bottle in, twist the cap. Yo, that goes.
That was dope. So I was really hoping to see more from them, man.
They were dope.
So I'm just saying, but Milkbone, he had potential, but we just never got there. So anyway, so where was I? All right. On March 5th, we had a birthday for Papoose. Happy birthday to him. Yeah. March 6th, we had my man Shaquille O'Neal. I throw him in there because he's rapped. You know what I mean? He's had a few albums.
What's up, Doc?
Yes,
Can
sir.
Rock?
Yeah, and he had songs with Wu-Tang. I mean, he had songs with the Def Squad. I mean, he was doing his joint. Fushnikins. So yeah, and Tyler the Creator on the same day. Also Bubba Sparks and Beanie Siegel. All of them on March 6th.
Beanie.
March 7th, happy birthday goes out to Chris Calico. That's my man from the Midwest. He raps a lot with Tech Nine. He's dope as hell. March 8th, my nephew Shaquan. I want to give a big birthday shout out to him. And then the rapper Apathy. He's also on March 8th as well. So that's today. Right. Then tomorrow, which is Biggie Day, we got my man C Murder. Happy birthday to him. AZ. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Chingy, as well as Young Chris from the Young Gunners, the Young Guns, back in the Rockefeller days, you know what I mean? So happy birthday to all of them. Let's give everybody some claps, you know what I mean?
Can't stop, Rockefeller record. Get down, nigga.
Get down, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I like those guys, man. I hate whatever happened. I hate them.
Yeah, I mean they had pretty good talent, man.
They were pretty dope. I like them.
They had the right production, and I mean, they had that song "Rock the Mic." We got what it takes to rock the mic. You know what I mean? That joint with Beans on it, so that was dope. But yeah, I mean, I think because of Rockefeller split, I think that kind of put them in the win, and they.
But then, I kind of overheard like Jay kind of had a falling out with them too.
Oh yeah, no, that I didn't know about. I can see.
I mean, that's what that's just hearsay. I don't know if that's true. I probably from like some blog or something like that. But I thought they had like a little falling out because I think they was actually getting a little bit more steam than he was or something to that.
I don't know. I mean, I could see that because I mean they was kind of blowing up, man. You know what I mean?
They had their little thing,
Yeah, they was doing their thing. So, shout out to the Young Guns, you know what I mean? But I think they were from Philly, so I think they might have been part of the whole state property.
Yeah.
With Freeway and Beans and Petey Crack and all of them. So anyway, but yeah, so that's all the birthdays we have for the day. As far as music, I only got a couple things I want to mention real quick. So we got some new music coming from Lloyd Banks. He's been talking about, he hasn't really given me a name, but he keeps saying new music coming. He's playing like these little snippets of beats and stuff like that. So we always welcome new music from Lloyd Banks, especially after a few years ago when he said he was going to retire. We was all like, oh, snap, why are you going to retire? You know what I mean? But he was, he was joking around with us, I guess, because he's dropped music since then. The group we told y'all about, RJ Payne, Ras Kass, and Havoc, they are about to release their music this year in 2023. So shout out to them.
Yeah, let me give them a.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's the name of that group, dude?
It's called Gutter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's spelled Guttr. No E in there, just Guttr. So yeah, I'm really anticipating that, man. But they really have been kind of hush hush. They just keep saying new music is coming. They're not really giving titles. Just all we know is the name of the group. You know what I mean? That's it. Havoc, I think he's going to be doing a lot of the production. But I think he's going to be doing some rapping too.
Oh, so yeah, we got to hear some bars. We got to hear some bars.
Yeah, man, we need that. You know what I mean? Especially now that Prodigy's gone, man, we ain't gonna get no more Mobb Deep music. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, then the last thing, there's a new artist called Millie's. He's actually Jadakiss artist.
Okay.
He's dope as hell. As a white dude, actually. Speaking of the white dudes, man,
all right.
This dude is dope. You know what I mean? He's got a new album coming out called Blanco, which is Spanish for white.
Cool.
And then that's supposed to be released on April 7th. And he released a single like maybe about a month ago called Moonroof that actually features Jadakiss. So I want to say I mentioned it on the podcast, but I can't remember. But I'm like 90% sure I mentioned that. It was a month or two ago. But yeah, so, shout out to all of them for the new music. So, we always welcome new music. If y'all know about any good music in the hip hop world that's coming out, let us know. Anything we might have overlooked. You know what I mean? Not like little Xanax and none of them motherfuckers. We don't need none of that. You know what I mean?
Xanax.
little pill popper, little pill heads. You know what I mean? We don't need none of that. But anyway, let's jump into some topics, man, because we got tomorrow coming up, which is Biggie Day. You know what I mean? I got my Biggie shirt on. You know what I mean? Just want to show that off a little bit for y'all who listening to the audio. You might want to go to YouTube and check it out. You know what I mean?
It's actually been, tomorrow makes 26 years since he's been going.
Wow.
I think, because last year was the 25th.
So he was around 26 when he died, so he'd have been in his 50s by now then, man.
Yeah. 52.
Wow. Was it 52? Okay.
Yeah, it'd be 52. Yeah.
Dang, man. So that's crazy, man. But, we still rock Biggie music all day. You know what I mean? I was just listening to some the other day, and I considered doing a lyrical breakdown on him, but I wanted to do something for the females since it's Women's History Month. We got to give it up for the females. We can do Biggie all day, but, you know what I mean? We got to show love to the females.
We can do trees and lick in the industry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's kind of fucked up. Before we wear his mouth, Howie.
Right. But yeah, man. So
green bucket. Don't shut up.
Man, listen.
I get in trouble. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, let's throw another question in there since it's gonna be Biggie Day tomorrow. What's your favorite Biggie song? You know what I mean? I know he only got a couple of albums, but what's your favorite Biggie song? You got one that you can call your favorite?
If I had to call one of my favorite, I would have to say Party and Bullshit.
Okay.
As far as like, if you want to know what Biggie was about, you know what I'm saying? Like that was, like an introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, Party and Bullshit is it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. I mean, and that's not saying that's his greatest song. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. That's just my favorite song.
It's hard for me to pick one. I can't really say there's one that's above the others for me, but one that constantly, comes up in my mind that I'm like, oh, I gotta hear that now. Let me play that. Is Give Me the Loot.
Oh yeah,
yes, sir. Biggie really showed his ass on that song with the talent. He gave you the different voices.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I honestly did not even know that was Biggie. I was like, who's the other dude? This nigga dope as fuck too. And later on, I was like, oh, that was Biggie. I was like, oh shit, what?
I'm stressed.
I'm stressed. Yo, Biggie, let me get the vest. I was really shocked. But that's one of my favorites. Just because of his versatility. The beat was knocking, the rhymes was great. You know what I mean? The storytelling was dope on there. So it's like it's the whole package for me on that song.
Yeah, I mean, really, people really doing that even now.
Right.
That's the thing, man. Like that's the thing, man. It's just, it's cool to be the boss and all this other stuff, but like, can you do, what I'm saying? Like doing something innovative like that and having like the hunger,
right?
Doing something like that. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and he took his influence directly from the likes of Slick Rick, which a lot of artists did, because Slick Rick was like one of the dopest, if not the dopest storyteller in the game.
Oh yeah.
What I loved about Slick Rick, and not to go on a rant about him, but he had these different personas, so he did the same thing. He would do different voices. He had the Slick Rick persona. He had the MC Ricky D persona.
MC Ricky,
you know what I mean? He had Rick the Ruler. You know what I mean? Which was, I love the way he did the Rick the Ruler. It was like he was the king, they was calling him Your Highness and stuff like that. So yeah, he did different voices like that too. So that was dope, man. I think Biggie took directly from him. So anyway, just wanted to give Biggie a rest in peace and shout out, because tomorrow, March 9th, which by the time this gets on YouTube, it'll be yesterday, March 9th, because I'm going to upload this on YouTube on the 10th, the edited version. But yeah, man, so, shout out to Biggie. Let's move on. Want to give a shout out to Jadakiss, who also was one of Biggie's proteges. Yep. He got a new joint business venture called Kiss Cafe Coffee. Yeah. So let's give him some shout out.
So now you know what I'm saying. I got to do my voice. You know what I'm saying. I got, you know what I'm saying. I got the health joint. We got stuff to keep you up now. You know what I'm saying. Like you gonna be up all night. You need to get a track out tomorrow. You get the coffee. You know. Man. All right, I'm gonna stop because
you want to stay up all night in the studio. Get the coffee, son.
Get the coffee. So get the Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying. Kiss Cafe. You heard? You know what I'm saying?
You heard.
Jada gonna kick my ass. Like, I've been hearing you talking about me mocking my voice and shit. I'm like, hey, that's all up, man.
Gonna throw hot coffee on us.
Like, oh shit, my bad, Kiss. And then go hit me with the juice bar. Hit this thing with the juice bar, son.
Somebody poke this nigga. But yeah, man. So I think it's dope because Ghostface just released his coffee products too, so I thought that was ironic. I'm sure there's no like copying, Ghost I think came out first, but Kiss said he got his inspiration from his pops. His pops has worked with coffee commodities for like 40 years, and so his pops is probably like, yeah, man, we can, I know the coffee game. Let's go into a joint venture. Yep. So I think that's dope because he had the legacy on his side. Ghostface just got the coffee, he kind of starting from scratch, and but his joints is dope because Ghostface, I looked on his Killer Coffee page, which is called Killer Coffee. His products look so dope because they got the Ghostface emblem. He got a lot of like different things like coffee mugs, little things that you can decorate with. He got the bags, the coffee, they got the emblem on them. He got a lot of products, man. So that's what's dope about Ghostface. He got the products and the coffee. So I'm gonna try both of them. Matter of fact, we talked about how we're gonna highlight products.
We like to highlight some stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna try some of that. And we'll let y'all know when we're gonna preview it.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So you're saying that Jadakiss had the legacy.
Yeah.
But Kiss, but Ghostface started out on his own.
Yeah.
Is that like I'm not going to say necessarily to shun Jadakiss, but at the same time, that's really what we need to be seeing. We need to see Black people saying like, hey, I got, a family business. I got a joint venture. I got some knowledge on this. Well, hey, I got the fame or whatnot. Well, I can do this. I can. His son probably like, well, I can probably tell my friends, or, I can do the promote, and then bam, they put it together, and they, put it out, and then like, but Ghostface, they've been in it, they kind of really was the first to like market and, pioneer, clothes and things like that, which is funny. We're talking about Ghostface, especially with the Wu-Tang Saga.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
We'll talk about that. Sir. It's kind of funny how all this is correlated, but they've been in the game for a while, so they may not have the legacy, but they had the know-how.
Yeah.
So he had the know-how to like, okay, well, we done the woo wear before. We done this, so I understand this type of product.
Yeah.
I understand, what product is and how to market that product.
Yeah,
so
man. And
it's kind of cool to see both those sides.
Exactly. That's what I like about it, because they're coming from two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Ghostface, he seems to be doing a lot of different flavored coffees too. He's got stuff that's got dope flavors to it, and so his is more about that. And Jadakiss, is coming from a different perspective. Just, a real good, authentic coffee that's, maybe imported from here, some imported from there, just to give you genuine coffee flavor.
Yeah.
So, and you know what will be dope? If they did some kind of collab joint where they made like a Ghostface Killer, Jadakiss flavor to combine the two, just to say we made a collaboration. We got the Kiss Killer coffee over here. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yo, my man, I got Kiss Killer, you know what I'm saying? Tony Stark over here, you know what I'm saying? Doing the thing. My man's right here, you know what I'm saying? Doing the Killer Jam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So,
have that joint have like a dope name, like, Kiss of Death Coffee or Kiss the Game Goodbye or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Something that kind of plays off of the Kiss name, but it's on the Ghostface side or something like that. I think that would be dope if they did a collab.
But it's good to really, honestly, especially with, us coming, back in the 90s, we wouldn't really think about that.
Right.
Matter of fact, we would have been, you'd been like a sellout if you had your own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back in those days, you were kind of a sellout if you had, this stuff or you did, this type of branding. But now that you're old, you're not old, but you're getting older.
Right.
Your audience is aging with you. You can't, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing, like my man was saying in the saga, like, look, you can't rap forever. You're going to have some type of branding. And it's cool to see that the rappers do, they understand that.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get into like what you would call like your regular everyday stuff, like when it comes to getting coffee.
Right.
Maybe, maybe the next thing will be like a toothbrush. Maybe the next thing might be toilet paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think that's the type of branding that, that's the type of things that we would probably be consuming on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Us getting an album or whatnot, especially with the way the economy is, that may not be, likely. But I could sell my man toilet paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I sell my man paper towels if I got that logo. You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool that they're doing that and thinking about, and I'm just using that toilet tissue and paper towels for example.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they're trying to, they're thinking that way.
Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to both, Jadakiss for his coffee venture and Ghostface for his, man, because I'm proud of both of them for, investing in their own entrepreneurship, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the rappers, sometimes you see about them just blowing their money, and next thing you know, by the time they start making music, they ain't got nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? Got all these nice clothes, but that shit gonna fade out. You know what I mean? You got nice cars, but that don't last forever. So invest in your own business, man. Be an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? So I can't wait to try both of their joints, man. So anyway, let's move on to the next thing. You want to talk about Charleston White for a moment? My man, Charleston White made headlines because he got his salad tossed. Yuck. And what made it so bad was it was out in public. You know what I mean? So, there's the chick that did it. You know what I mean? She don't care. She put her name out there. So her page, they call her Halo. Her page is called like Halo Funny as Fuck. And she talks about it a lot on her page about how she, she eat the salad. You know what I mean? She tossed the salad, So, and she says she don't just do anybody. It got to be somebody with some money. You know what I mean? All of that. So she kind of, try to keep herself with the ballers. But honestly, I think what happened, she said she would have kept it private because she didn't want to put it out there. But she said that he tried to fake the funk by acting like he didn't, know nothing about it. She was like, he was on the live. He was doing a live. And so she was in his comments while, at a live, you can see the comments going. And he talked about like men doing stuff like that and how it was, I guess he was saying like he was against it. And so she put in the comments, hold up now, I just ate your, recently. And so when he saw her comment, he tried to fake like, I don't know what you're talking about. He blocked her. So she was like, oh, you're going to try to front now? And so she said that she taped the whole thing on purpose just in case something like that happened. So there's a picture out there with him bent over because basically they were outside in a parking lot, and so she got a little aggressive on him. I think he knew they were going to go back to some like room or hotel or house and get with the. And she was just like, while we in the parking lot, nah, let's get it cracking right here. And there was like a Jeep or SUV, and I think he was trying to climb into it, and she just aggressively pulled his pants down and started doing it, and he let her do it right there. He didn't care, but once it got put out there, that's when he was like, I don't know about that. But it's too late now. You can't deny it. The internet seen it.
Hold on.
So it's out there.
You a girl?
Yeah.
That prides herself
in that shit.
I don't care if a nigga had $1 billion to give.
Right.
The fact that you eating ass.
Right.
I don't ever talking about like you eating ass,
right.
Whether rich or poor.
Right.
You eating ass. I don't care if my man had a diet of like, oh, I'm a vegetarian, so like I'm a damn salad shooter and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Not a salad shooter.
I'm a damn salad shooter. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you eating ass.
Yeah.
Like bottom line, I mean, you do what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing of it is, rich, bro, I don't care. You still eat ass.
Hey.
Like it's just what's the logic behind that? I'm getting with the balls. I ain't getting with people that broke. You still eating ass.
There's a lot of people who do.
So really, the joke on you.
Yeah. And my thing is, at least if you're gonna do it, that's do that shit in a private, privacy, home or something. Don't be, putting your shit out there in the public. You know what I mean? Because this gonna go public at some point. So we would have never known about this shit had you not done it the way you did it.
Yeah, I had to give it up to Charleston White though, because like I did watch one of his interviews that he did with Doggy Diamonds.
Yeah. And
he was really, if you go back and watch that, he was really giving a lot of jewels about how to, defend yourself as far as like the tactics and stuff that they put on you with these, the lawyers and things like that.
Right.
So like he actually, he actually gave up some game.
Yeah.
About, hey, when they do this and, they have all these factors. And these factors, he said, and that's the thing too, he was saying like, I get on these other platforms, it's a character I put on.
Yeah.
But with Doggy Diamonds, they really talked about some stuff that need to be fixed in the community.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like, when you go to these other platforms, they just talk about who's your favorite rapper and who's this. It's like it's tiring because it's like I don't want to talk about that. Like I want to talk. Right. I mean that's fine, but I want to talk about the other things that I do. So I do want to give him a shout out. I just don't want that part of him to be dismissed because of what happened.
Yeah, definitely, man.
You still eating ass,
right?
I don't.
Like I said, she prides herself on it, man, and I mean. He was probably gonna hook her up too, but if he didn't, I don't know. But she talks about it. I checked out her page, and I mean, she do talk about it. I was like, okay, so she just all in it,
Oh,
but yeah. But anyway, we just wanted to talk about that because it was just kind of a funny thing, because of the picture. You seeing him all bent over and whatnot. I was like. It wasn't up close, it's kind of from across the parking lot, but I think she had a friend of hers kind of stand far off to the side, like, hey, when we get to the car, I'm gonna see if I can do it right out here in public. You just be ready to record, you know what I mean? And so they kind of set them up, but I think she basically said in one of her interviews, because I checked out one of her clips, and she was like, I've done that with a lot of important people, a lot of wealthy people, a lot of celebrities and stuff like that, but she was like, I would never put their business out there. It's only because of what he did to me. When I tried to bring it up, he acted like he ain't know me, blocked me, and all that kind of shit. So you know, it's like if you're gonna do it, bro, you're gonna have to just be open about it. You know, you might as well you let her do it in a bare parking lot. So anyway, let's move on.
Oh, real quick before we get into, there's something else I meant to talk to you. Did you see Chris Rock's new special?
I did not, but I want to because I know he addressed the Will Smith situation. So I keep seeing those clips going around how he addressed.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to check out the clips, but I think he clearly won.
Yeah.
As far as like basically he kind of kept cool and kind of waited till things died down and it's kind of like, well, I'm gonna kick this nigga now.
Right. So what's weird is the reason he's been making headlines not only because he addressed the situation, but he's been getting a lot of flack about it. A lot of people are mad at him for addressing it. You know what I mean? Saying that he went too far and he did, he was wrong. But this man got embarrassed on national TV. Slapped. It's one thing you get slapped in public, it's embarrassing, but you get slapped in front of the world, man, please, fuck that.
Well, I'm gonna say too, like, well, he didn't wild out at the Oscars.
Right. He played a professional role.
Yeah, like why I mean, I couldn't agree with the comment I understand people how they feel about the comment where he said, like, yeah, my mom taught me not to fight in front of white people.
Right.
That shit was crazy. But there is kind of some things to that, like when you're in a public place, someone else might wild out, but you might need to, you got to handle yourself accordingly.
Right.
Like, okay, just take it, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, first, he didn't press no charges.
Right.
Which he could have. He could have done that shit. Yeah. He didn't press no charges. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll wait till year comes. Yeah. Bam. Get busy.
Yeah.
So I respect it. You know what I'm saying? As far as the special goes, I don't, like I said, I kind of want to see it just to look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna check it out.
But I don't, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really too pressing with it, though. Only people that I kind of really, specials probably like Dave Chappelle. Yeah. And then maybe, because even I even try to give Cat Williams a chance that last one. I think there were some things he said that were pretty good.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't as strong. Right. But everybody's allowed to make a miss. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Yeah, I mean, Cat Williams is still a decent comedian, but he's not as funny as he used to be. I mean, he's one of those, I think that a lot of the negativity and can't think of the word I'm looking for, scandals type shit that he went through over the years, I think that kind of got in his head a little bit. So he still got a little bit of humor in him, but I think he still kind of got knocked down mentally because of that. And now it's hard for him to get back out there and give us the full Cat Williams experience. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel as a fan. His energy just isn't the same. But Chris Rock, man, I mean, he's still a funny comedian, and I'm going to see that. He's been getting flack over it also because he made an R. Kelly / Michael Jackson joke in there.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
So somebody from the Jackson family, like one of the nieces or nephews, came out and said they was mad about it because he always make Michael Jackson jokes for the last 20, 30 years. I mean, and I get it, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson was innocent of those charges after based on what I'm seeing. Because I'm a huge Michael fan. But it's jokes, you know what I mean? It's just jokes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Now, that's one thing I have to agree with Chappelle about. Like, look, man, this is an art.
Yeah.
The Joker, you know what I'm saying? The back in the day, even though that's not our people like that, but the court jester can make fun of the king without getting his head cut off.
Exactly.
And that's what y'all trying to be like these peasants down here, no offense.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to get their head cut off. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying let them get wild.
Yeah.
And, start spewing hate speech and shit.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, but at the same time, you can't neuter them and censor them.
Right. Stop trying to censor them and filter everything you say. You can talk about this, but don't do this.
Yeah, because that's not going to be good for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, comedy is comedy. If they can find some way to make something funny, then make it funny. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, the difference between the two people, R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, we're all pretty sure R. Kelly's guilty. Okay. And we're all pretty sure Michael Jackson is innocent. There's still some people who feel like Michael Jackson might be guilty, but I'm not one of them. And I think the majority of the people who've seen the documentaries and all of that believe that Mike is innocent, and I still do too. So that's neither here or there, but either way, whoever you're joking about, it's jokes. You know what I mean? So, I look at it like that. I used to get a little sensitive about it years ago, but over the years, I'm like, come on, this is just jokes. What are you worried about? You know what I mean? So anyway, but yeah, so shout out to Chris Rock. I'm glad he did what he did. He addressed it. You know what I mean? Like you said, he could have pressed charges. He could have did a whole lot of stuff, but he didn't. They actually said that a spokesman for Jada Pinkett Smith came out and said on her behalf that she was a little upset about it because she was not the cause of the situation. Now, yeah, Will Smith did the slap. You know what I mean? He got to take credit for that, but he got the idea from her.
Bitch, you was the cause.
Yeah, I mean, he honestly, you see your wife not liking some shit, and Will Smith has always been known to not be a tough guy. So maybe he felt like, damn, I don't want to be called a punk if I sit here and don't do shit. So maybe I should do something.
Wait, so the camera is on.
Yeah.
Bitch, you started shit.
You started that shit. Because Will was laughing at first with the joke.
Facts!
And then when he looked over at her and saw that her face was turned sour, he was like, oh, fuck. Let's get up.
The joke wasn't even that bad. You talk about how he got, the alopecia joint was starting in G.I. Jane. Yeah. That wasn't even a bad joke.
Right. I agree.
It wasn't even that bad. I mean? It's not like he called you out your name.
Right.
It was just a joke.
Yeah, he ain't say, "Oh, fuck you, bitch, you sick or something." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't go to the Tupac level. Don't want you niggas got sickle cell. He didn't go that far. He just made a joke because your hair is bald about G.I. James. That was about somebody with a bald head. You know what I mean? It's just, it had nothing, and he even said he didn't know nothing about the alopecia. Yeah. So most likely, if he knew, he might not even done the joke. You know what I mean?
But even alopecia is just pattern baldness. And
right. And that's
it. What I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Some people might feel a certain way because of losing hair and stuff.
Yeah.
Because some people don't have like the hair shape.
Right.
The head shape. The bald head. So I get that.
Right.
But her head, it ain't like
right.
It's a short hair on her is doable.
Yeah, she don't look bad at all.
Yeah.
And I don't see why she in such a tizzy, especially now, that he's just replying to what happened to him. You know what I mean? So you should just leave that shit alone. Now, they didn't say she said it directly, but they said her spokesperson spoke on her behalf. So we'll see what she say. I feel like she's probably going to say something about it, on her little Red Table Talk, podcast.
Yeah, my husband, he don't satisfy me no more.
Right.
Told the world that shit.
Yeah, man.
Bitch, you started this shit.
It's your fault.
You started this shit, bitch.
That's it. And then, the August Alsina thing, come on, man. You just... It's sad. But anyway,
that nigga will hate the motherfucker.
Right.
Just hate the motherfucker. Yeah, we're about to go out. We're gonna go out to that month that's after July. Oh, you mean August? Don't you say that name.
Say that damn name.
Say that name no more.
Don't you say that name no more.
Say that name.
Well, yeah. But either way, we can move on. We want to talk a little bit about the Wu-Tang saga. You know what I mean? I didn't get to watch. Yes, sir. Wu-Tang. I didn't get to watch today's episode. They just dropped a new one today.
Yeah,
I did watch last week's episode. The last couple episodes were about like them being on tour and going on their first major tour, and the Wu Wear logo and kind of coming up with the clothing brand. That was dope. How they did that, how they had their own storefront with Wu Wear. And then during the tour, U-God finds out that his son had got shot And so he leaves in the middle of the tour and kind of goes back to New York because he's like, I want to find the dude and, you know what I mean, handle that business. So that was kind of, you know, I get it, man. You know, I feel you, because at that point when you know your son been shot, I mean, you like, something got to happen. I need, you know, especially if you from the streets, you from the hood, you got that mentality. I'd have been mad too.
Man, the fact that he was on that phone,
right,
and he heard his son talk, and the guy was right there.
Yeah, that was the only thing that saved that dude, man. I'm pretty sure, because once he heard his son, that you could tell that just kind of melted his heart. Like, okay, my son is good. Let me leave this shit alone. And so, you know, I'm glad that, you know, things worked out the way they did. But, you know, it's really good, man. They're doing so good with this show. And I'm glad that they're, you know, making this last season a great season. I'm sure they're going to be focusing a little more on Ray and Ghost on today's episode, because they're supposed to be working on the Only Built for Cuban Links album. So,
damn.
Excuse me.
Go against Biggie, baby.
Yeah. And they kind of came on, they kind of introduced that thing with the Biggie joint. So they was excuse me.
One more though. Yeah.
It's probably gonna be another one coming, because my allergies get to acting up. So y'all forgive me.
No, that's all good. But man. You know, them flowers out here since the weather been crazy. Skeeting everywhere.
I'm telling you, man.
They're popping off. You're freaky out here. Get the pollen and shit out here.
Pollinating like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they pollinating like a motherfucker.
But yeah, so you know, it was a well-known issue where on Only Built for Cuban Links, Ghostface, you know, kind of threw a shout out at Bad Boy. Not a shout out, a shot at Bad Boy, because they felt like, you know, they was biting Biggie's album cover. I mean, Nas's album cover, because Biggie had the baby picture on the album and Nas had the picture of him as a young one.
Yeah,
and so and they kind of threw a shot at Bad Boy for that. So basically, in the show, Ghost and Ray are standing outside. I think it was outside the Woo Wear store.
Yeah,
and one of their girlfriends drives up. And she's bumping the Biggie, you know what I mean? What was it, One More Chance?
Yeah, I think it was One More Chance.
The remix, I think. But so they kind of like, you know, what the fuck? And next thing you know, they see other cars coming by bumping the same thing on the radio, and they're like, what the fuck? This nigga taking over the game, you know, so they kind of showing you how they were getting a little jealous or whatever. And, you know, he asked the girl, you know, why you bumping that shit? You know what I mean? And, you know, she didn't try to, you know, stop. You know, he was like, you supposed to be playing nothing but Wu-Tang. She was like, nah. Shit, though.
She said, nah. She said, yeah. She said, in the house.
Right.
But I can't be listening to that all the time.
Right.
And, you know, and I know, and honestly, truth be told, when Raycon was with the white girls, they were telling him, like, listen, y'all might be dope. But like when they play that OC joint, which that's a classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she said, look, this is your competition. You gotta study them too. Pac, just to bring Pac in.
Yeah.
But Pac actually said that, man. Like, look, you know, you gotta listen to everybody.
Yeah.
Go study everybody, listen to them, bring your own shit to it.
Right.
But listen to everybody, listen, see what they doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pac was about that, man.
And I think that's probably what gave them the inspiration for the Ice Cream song, you know what I mean? To cater a little bit more to the ladies, you know, and that worked out. You know, it didn't make them come off as too soft or anything like that. You know what I mean? It was just, you know, we want to address a different topic now. These are the kind of females we like. The butter pecan weekends, you know what I mean? The chocolate deluxe, caramel sundaes, you know what I mean? So that was my joint right there. Everything about that song was dope. The beat, the rhymes, all of that, the hook. So yeah, man, y'all need to go check out the Wu-Tang American Saga, man. That's a dope series. If you haven't watched it, start from the beginning, season 1, and you know, come up to the end where we at now.
I would actually like to say this too. What you think if they were able to get all that aside, would like the Wu and Biggie been able to like I mean, they eventually did some collabs.
Yeah.
But like specifically like Ghost and
yeah, absolutely. I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because I think, I mean, that would have been crazy, man.
What?
That would have been crazy.
The shit.
Yeah, that'd have been like some mafioso boss, like
hell yeah,
fucking like crazy shit.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, we did of course on Biggie's first album, we got Meth and Biggie, you know, which was a dope combination.
Yeah.
So, you know, if they would have allowed it to go further, we would have got even better joints, you know what I mean? So I would have definitely loved to hear something with Biggie and Ray and Ghost, you know, on that mafioso joint.
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear Biggie with Inspector Deck with the crazy bars, you know what I mean? So yeah, that would have been dope, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. I kind of think about stuff like that a lot, man. You know, be like, man, what if this would have happened? You know what I mean? But you know, I mean, and they, you know, they kind of resolved the issue, you know, and you know, Bad Boy eventually did do more stuff. They put Ghostface on that Special Delivery remix, which was dope. So it's like, imagine if Biggie was still able to get on something like that. You know what I mean? Man, that would have been crazy. So. And speaking of Bad Boy, I gotta still watch the Black Rob documentary on Tubi.
Yeah.
Getting to go and check that out. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that too, because I gotta check that out. Because I got Tubi, I just need to go check it out.
Yeah. Oh, real quick too, before we get to the last topic.
Okay.
I want to talk about Creed 3 a little bit.
Yeah,
I definitely see it. My only disappointment in the movie is that they didn't have Sylvester Stallone in it.
I heard that. I was like, what's the deal with that? Why would you not have him in the movie?
I think he wanted more money.
Oh, okay.
And the thing of it is like, well, sir, you're not really the main character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I understand that was his, you know, because it's still branching off of his franchise, the Rocky, So I mean, I do get that. So
yeah,
but it's still not the main character.
Yeah,
and it's like, damn, man, it's like damn, Sly, you got some problems. Bills ain't. I mean, you got. You know what I'm saying?
Money. You know,
got. You know what I'm saying?
Doing movies.
You doing shows. You got the Tulsa King joint.
Yeah,
Tulsa King ain't paying out. I mean,
exactly.
Look, man. I mean, I got $5.
Right.
You got $5. I got $5.
We need a cash out.
You need cash. You need cash out. Yo, we need cash out. Sly Stone.
Right. But yeah, I mean, you know, he could have made a cameo. You know, maybe you didn't have to have a big part where you got to get a big paycheck, but at least make a cameo.
Well, I mean, but see, that's the thing. He was really instrumental in the first two movies.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying, you know, at least show your face, just to keep your face in Hollywood. You know what I mean? And if they weren't paying enough to do a whole big scene, just be like, yeah, show me real quick, give me this little check, and I'll be on my way, just to get my face in there. Yeah. I'll give you a couple of lines of advice as a young fighter, and we'll call it a day. So I think that would have been good. So I did hear about that, but I wasn't sure if it was true or not, because I definitely would have been in there if I was him. I mean, Rocky was something that he built from the ground up, because he wrote the script, he shopped it around when he was real young, and nobody wanted to support it. Mm-hmm. And it took him so long to finally get somebody to support him. And when he did, it was a mega hit. And that's why he was able to do 3, 4, 5, and 6 of them shits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I support it. I'm definitely going to still go check out Creed, because both of the actors, you know, Michael B. and
Jonathan
Majors, yeah.
AKA Butters.
Yeah.
Joints.
So I'm going to go check that out, because I like both of their work. They do good work.
Yeah, but I was going to say, too, one thing I liked about the movie was because, you know, the end of, you seen the boat first two, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, you know, the daughter, she's actually special needs as far as, like, her hearing.
Right.
So it's really good to see kids, like, what do you call it, the spectrum kids.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually interesting to see the dialogue.
Okay.
Like certain, like when kids arguing back and forth, it was actually cool to see them sign the dialogue. Mm-hmm. So it was really good to see that representation. One, you got like it's a young black girl, you know what I'm saying? You got a black girl, but then this black girl is special needs. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone.
Right.
With the, this person's, I mean, and they could have done this with anybody, but it was still cool to see that. Yeah. To see like, okay, well, now I learn, I teach, I'm, because of my thing, my whole family, they speak to me with their hands. Right. And exactly. It was really cool. So yeah, that's what I really like that part.
I'm definitely gonna check it out because I mean, I like seeing stuff like that, what I mean, where they really incorporate that into the show and make it a important part of the dialogue. So yeah. But yeah, before we close out the show, we definitely want to talk about the situation with Grandmaster Melly Mel from the Furious Five, who is one of the dopest rappers, from the early days, and he put some statements out there about people like Eminem, saying that he's not the greatest, but he's only considered the greatest because he's white. And so a lot of people have been a little stirred up and stuff like that. And I see where he's coming from.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Eminem is one of the top lyricists in the game. Definitely. No question about that. But he gets a more of a push up the ladder because of his being white. And Melly Mel's gotten flack about saying that, but he's like, Eminem even addressed it himself. And I saw the whole thing where if you go to Melly Mel's podcast, he actually got his own podcast now. It's called Melly Mel's Hip Hop Corner, I think.
Okay.
And it just started recently. And so he addressed it on there. And he was like, he played a clip where Eminem was rapping. And he was like, if I was black, I would have sold half of what I sold. And so he's like, Eminem even admits that he's getting a lot of leverage because of being white. So he like, what are y'all calling me racist for? Like, like I disrespected him. So I get it. I don't have no problem with what he said. You know what I mean? Now, he did come off a little brash. A lot of people, people like him, they just talk that way. They just like, they don't try to filter their conversation. They just say whatever comes to their mind. You know what I mean? So like, if you talking to somebody, you're like, damn, nigga, get that booger out your nose or something. Some people might be like, oh, you didn't have to say it like that. He's like, well, I noticed it, so I called it out. You know what I mean?
You gotta get that.
Right. So, what did you think about his comment?
Well, I don't really think he was out of place. I mean, right. Shout out to R.A. the Rugged Man.
Rugged Man? Okay.
Yeah, I think he left the post saying, and I think I shared it with the page. And shout out to the page. Because, shout out to Danelle.
What you saying on Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah, because they kind of kept the conversation live.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely shout out to them. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is on that. Yeah. But yeah, R.A. he said like, look, Melly Mel ain't got to hold his tongue for no one. I'm just paraphrasing what he said. Like this man actually lived and seen what this was in its purest form.
Yeah.
And he said like before corporate interests, took it
right
and made it something. So if he's saying like just because corporate interest is saying this is this doesn't mean he has to agree with it because he's seen what exactly.
Yep.
So and R.A. the Rugged Man is white. He's nice. I mean, so that's what going back to like Milkbone and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like how come it just pissed me off because it's like, okay, M is nice.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But do you really go back and say, man, I'm going to listen to Eminem?
Right. Not a whole lot.
No. But guess what? I can throw in a fucking House of Pain shit.
Yeah, House of Pain, yep.
I'll go back and throw that shit on.
We were just talking about the young black teenagers. If they play Crack the Bottle, I'd rock to that.
Because that's what I'm saying. They got the songs that they had. Yeah, they can rap. They have the skill.
Yeah.
But they got stuff that you could go back and listen to. The stuff kind of aged. Yeah. You could tell it's dated, but it aged better. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's certain M shit I will listen to. Like, Remember Me, that shit, because I went in Dre on that shit.
Yeah.
That shit go hard. Yeah. Especially when a bad boy put that shit on. it's a rap. But I mean, that's that's some of the stuff. Till I Collapse was definitely one of my favorite M songs.
Yeah, that's one of the rare ones that I can go back and
let me tell you something. That white man right there on that Till I Collapse. That man spit.
I will say this. Every now and then I'll go back and listen to old Eminem stuff, but typically what I go back and look for are the old freestyles.
Yeah.
When somebody just throw on a beat and he just fucking rippity raps and shit, I'm like, fuck, man. I can go back to like the freestyles he did on Tim Westwood and all of that type of shit, man. Listen, he was fucking murdering the game with that type of stuff. And so that, normally if I go back, I'm listening to shit like that. I may not go back and say, let me go back and listen to the Eminem show or the Slim Shady LP. But it might be a certain song, like you said, Till I Collapse from the Marshall Mathers joint, where I'm like, okay, I ain't heard Till I Collapse in a while. Let me hear that again. You know what I mean? But for the most part, if I dig in the crates on Eminem, it's for the freestyles or the diss record. You know what I mean?
The diss record.
The diss record, can't nobody fuck with them.
Yeah,
nobody fuck with them.
Yeah, when it comes to the diss record, especially Nell McCoffin was my favorite.
Right.
That fucking Benzino shit.
Yeah.
I'ma never claim to be no Ray Benzino. 83-year-old fake Pacino.
Man,
he killed that shit.
That's right. You can try coming back all you want, but you ain't doing nothing but rapping from inside the coffin.
Yeah.
It's like whatever your response is, all we're thinking of is you in the coffin.
Yeah, he killed that. But M, I mean, like I said, going back to the other white rappers, it's just like I just don't understand why is the push to push him up.
Right.
And I mean, and I'm not trying to discredit, because I mean, you got other white rappers that are nice. Benny Paz, like I was saying, R.A., my man Necro.
Necro, he one of my favorites.
Yeah, Necro's nice. You know what I'm saying? Ill Bill, the fucking what's that group name? I was just listening to them the other day.
I forget.
But it was Ill Bill and
it's somebody else.
Nonfiction. That's the name they group, Nonfiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they tight. I mean, I'm not saying that they should have they have the same commercial success as Eminem. Like Eminem had like the cheat code. He had like Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre. I mean, come on, he really had the machine.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. But I think even with having that machine, going back, I mean, it was good for that time. But going back and listening to it, it's just like, Right. I mean, some, like I said, some stuff, like the Slim Shady LP, I'll go back and listen to. That was that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I even got Infinite. Well, I mean, this was before the Dre and all that.
Right.
Infinite was as dope.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit from Infinite, but I never actually listened to the whole thing. So.
It's a pretty good album.
Okay.
It's a pretty good album.
I have to check that out.
It's not like groundbreaking or nothing, but I mean, for what it is, it's, you could tell it's like, that was the time period. You can feel like, okay, this is 96.
Right.
You can feel, you know what I'm saying? So,
yep. Because the Slim Shady LP was either, 98 or 99?
Yeah, that was 98, 99.
Yeah.
And then,
So I mean, really blew up.
But see, and that's the thing I could give to him too. Like he was kind of like that. He was kind of like one of the last of a dying breed as far as with the lyrics and stuff.
Right.
So I give him that. You know what I'm saying? He was, he one of the last of the real ones in that vein of, but as far as, it's just some of the stuff he talks about, it just don't, you know what I'm saying? All it is just, I can out-rap you. And it's like, that's cool, but you can't make a song like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? People want, and Lord Jamar, he actually made a point. He can't be the best if y'all bypassing all the stuff that the other best did. Like the other people were in the clubs. You don't hear him in the club like that. Even Rosenberg said that shit, and that's a fucking man.
Yeah.
Rosenberg said, nah, you don't hear him in the club like that.
Yeah, and I mean, so that's why I don't really disagree with Melly Mel. You know, and I mean, like you said, there's a lot of rappers out there who are better than Eminem, but don't get the push that he got. You know, I can say, you know, Rakim, I can say Kool G Rap, you know, Redman, all these people that M looks up to. And M even said on Till I Collapse that he's behind a lot of these artists when it comes to rap. You know, it goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada, Corrupt, Nas, and then me. You know what I mean?
That's all right there, boy.
Right. He said he even said, if I'm not put on this list, this shit does not offend me. You know what I mean? So he even knows, you know what I mean? He knows he's one of the dopest, and you know, he's up there. But he knows there's people that's better than him that who deserve to get more machine push that don't. You know what I mean? I mean, ain't too many people who can fuck with a Kool G Rap. You know what I mean? And I mean, even Redman. You know what I mean? Redman had a little more of a push because he was under Def Jam, but still not as much as Eminem got. You know what I mean?
No. God no.
So yeah, so I mean, you know, and I mean, Melly Mel did bring up a lot of people like Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne and stuff like that. So, you know, it was interesting. I mean, you know, he said that he really didn't know Kendrick's music as much. He knew a couple of joints. Now, I will say this, you know, if you're really a hip hop head like you should be, he should be checking out people like Kendrick and with Lil Wayne, get more familiar with their catalog, because he did make some remarks about them. But I'm like, if you really don't know their music that much, you can't really make a judgment call.
I'll be honest with you, man. I was listening to, speaking of Wayne, I was listening to like, there's a guy I follow. He does like this little breakdowns of like a certain artist versus everybody.
Okay.
Like all the people that he had that dissed him or whatnot.
Yeah.
Or they just, back and forth. Oh, Wayne has some heat. I ain't gonna lie, Wayne nice. I ain't say he's my favorite rapper,
right? But
I can't deny that man's talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Wayne nice.
He's like Lil Wayne had the what I call the Jay-Z effect on me, where when he first came out, I really just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah. But
over the years, the more he did craft his, hone his craft, I was like, yo, this dude is getting better and better. So, by the time, Jay-Z got to the Black album, that's when I was really like, okay, he actually got some bars for me. I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm starting to see it. And the same thing with Lil Wayne. By the time he got to like Carter 3, Carter 4, somewhere around there, I was like, okay, he got bars. I can't even front on this dude. You know what I mean? And so ever since then, I've been kind of giving them both a little more respect. But yeah, they both started out kind of iffy for me back in the day because they both weren't really rapping as good as they are now. You know what I mean?
So, well, I think too the voice. I think they don't have the voice of a traditional rapper too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You usually, you want the heavy, heavy weight.
Yeah,
or like if it is high, it's kind of like the MC Shan, like that type. Exactly. But yeah, I think it was their voice really.
Yeah. And I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. That's one of the things Melly Mel actually talked about with Lil Wayne. He kind of criticized him a little bit. He was saying that Wayne calls himself one of the best MCs, but he was like, but you use auto-tune. He's like, I don't really consider you one of the best until I can know the real you. And, Wayne, he does use auto-tune a lot, but I don't think he uses it all the time. But I will say, I feel like he does use it somewhere around 60%. Just maybe 70% of the time. He does use auto-tune a lot, but I don't think he needs to. I think that's just I think he feels like the fans like it, so I'm gonna just do it. But he could rap without auto-tune. But I do think he should do it more often. I agree with that. But yeah, so y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments about Melly Mel and his remarks. And I'm
gonna say this too. I ain't gonna see Melly Mel neither. You see this dude, man?
Yeah, dude, swole.
That dude's if there was ever a rapper that was a superhero,
right?
Fucking Melly Mel.
Yeah, man.
Melly Mel, man. You put the speaker back on for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Hold on, let's do it again. Melly Mel. Melly Mel. Come on, man. Yeah, there we go. Melly Mel.
There we go,
Melly Mel. No. Yeah,
Yeah, if I had to give him a superhero title, I would call him Superman of the hip hop universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that dude like built like a Olympian.
Yeah, man, he's worked out like that for years and years. It's not like something he just recently started doing.
Nah, that dude's always been.
Yeah, he's always been in
that dude's always been big. So
and I'm sure that's helped him to stay, you know, with a longer lifespan because he's in his 60s.
Yeah.
And he looks like he could be in his late 40s, maybe early 50s at the latest.
So
yeah.
Yeah, none of y'all want to Mel.
Right.
Mel be up there. I'm gonna come up here and straight beat you. One time with the blast.
Yes, sir, Melly Mel.
One time.
So, you know, like you said, I agree with R.A. the Rugged Man. You know, he ain't got nothing to prove. So, you know, let this man say whatever's on his mind.
Facts.
So, anyway, man, don't forget, hit all the buttons. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
Brothers and sisters.
We need funds allocated
so we can build
the school.
That's right. Down by the
institutionalized.
Actually, they said did you see pictures of it? He's actually got the school.
Nah, I haven't seen it. That's what's up. Good for him, man. You know, we joke, but I'm glad he's doing what he's doing.
Oh yeah, man. Look, it's like this, man. We got love for our black people.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just, man. You know what I'm saying? We joke and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We just a bunch of, you know, somebody over here in the, you know, corner of YouTube.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We just cutting up.
Yeah, man.
If you want to cut up with us, cool.
Cut up with us,
man.
If
you don't, you want to, you know, it's the same, you know.
Yeah. So, anyway, man, you got anything else you want to drop before we wrap it up today?
Nah, that's it, man. Just everybody enjoy the De La Soul joint and you know, De La Soul Day.
Yeah.
Keep
cop some of that.
Yeah. Keep that blasting, and then, you know, tomorrow, you know, doing the Biggie joint. So man. So
we're gonna share a bunch of Biggie songs and stuff like that tomorrow. You know, on the Facebook page, just to show some love. You know, and you know, like I said, by the time this gets on YouTube, it'll be yesterday. So, and y'all enjoy the weekend, enjoy Biggie Day, enjoy the new De La Soul streaming services. You know, get out there and cop some of that music because it means a lot to the culture. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, all right, for episode 234, it's your man Kurt, and this is
Howie.
And we'll see y'all in the next one. Here's the order of my list of this.